Honda built some of its most legendary cars for the Japanese market only and never sent them to the United States. Thanks to the 25-year import rule, we are now finally able to import some of these JDM icons. So today, I want to list the top 5 JDM Hondas that you can actually import right now. Before we get started, I'm DC5 James. I make automotive content mostly about Hondas and Acuras, and I post every single week. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Okay, so quick refresher guys, under the NHTSA 25-year exemption, any vehicle that is at least 25 years old from its actual manufacture date is exempt from US safety and emission standards. This is what makes importing JDM-only Hondas possible without a mountain of compliance work. One important thing to note before we get into it, eligibility runs off of the build date, not just the model year printed on the title. So a 2001 car built in late 2000 may actually already qualify. One built in late 2001 might not clear the line until later this year. You definitely want to confirm the exact manufacture date with your importer before you fall in love with a listing. So let's count down the 5 biggest JDM only Hondas that you can actually import right now. And for each one, I'm going to give you a realistic price range plus what it actually costs landed here in the US after shipping, duty, and other fees. Starting off our list at number 5, we have the Honda Beat. Now, this is a car that most people forget Honda even made. The Beat is a mid-engine, rear-wheel drive K roadster. It's tiny, naturally aspirated, and it's an absolute blast to drive, despite the modest power. It's been import eligible for years now, since production ran from 1991 through 1996, and it's one of the most affordable Honda JDM imports on this list. So here's why it's worth importing. It's mid-engine, it's rear-wheel drive, and is generally fun at legal speeds. There's really nothing else like it that Honda has ever sold. For the price, clean examples are typically going to run between $8,000 to $15,000, with kind of rougher project cars available under $6,000. Factoring shipping, the 2.5% duty, and fees, you're going to expect a landed cost between $10,000 to $18,000. At number 4, we have the legendary Honda Civic Type R, the EK9. The EK9 is where Type R really became a household name for Honda fans and really developed a cult following. It was built only for Japan from 1997 to 2000. It's packed with the high-revving B16B, which is one of the highest specific output, naturally aspirated engines Honda has ever built. And they put it in a stripped-down front-wheel drive hot hatch with a helical LSD from the factory. So here's why it's worth importing. I mean, it's the car that defined what Type R means, and it never had a real US equivalent. You can find solid ones between $15,000 to $30,000, while pristine, ultra-low mile examples are going to be over $70,000 at auction. Landed cost on a typical clean example runs between $18,000 to $36,000. At number 3, one of my favorites is the Honda Integra Type R, the DC2. Now, the DC2 gets a lot of love in the US thanks to a limited run that did make it stateside, but the full JDM spec version is a completely different animal, with a more aggressive engine tune, lighter weight, and trim details that never cross the ocean. I mean, I remember growing up as a teenager, I wanted one of these so bad with the JDM front end, and it's widely considered one of the best handling front-wheel drive cars ever built, JDM or otherwise. For the price, a typical clean JDM DC2 Type R run between $20,000 to $45,000, although museum quality examples have crossed between $80,000 to $100,000 at auction. On a typical example, you're going to expect a landed cost between $24,000 to $54,000. And number 2 on this list is the NSX Type R, the NA1. The original NSX was already a legitimate supercar killer when it launched, and the Type R version stripped it down further, cut weight everywhere it could. It had a stiffened chassis, and they sharpened the whole package into one of the purest driver's cars Honda has ever made. It was never sold outside Japan, and clean examples are some of the most sought after Hondas on the planet right now. This is where the list really jumps in price. A genuine NA1 NSX Type R is going to go between $300,000 to $450,000. A standard non-Type R NSX from the same era is definitely more attainable, and you're going to find those between $40,000 to $130,000, depending on condition and mileage. So that's the realistic entry point if the Type R price tag is out of reach. Again, on a genuine Type R, you're going to have to factor in at least $10,000 to $20,000 on top of the purchase for the shipping, the duty, the insurance, and the specialized handling. And you're definitely going to want to find a broker that's experienced specifically with high value classics. And number one, the Honda Integra Type R DC5. And this is one that I got a soft spot for. I mean, I have a RSX Type S, and again, this is another car that I grew up really drooling over. The DC5 Integra Type R just started crossing the 25-year line this year, which really makes it one of the newest and most exciting Hondas on the entire list. JDM spec means you're going to get the K20A, Honda's highest compression, highest revving version of the K series. You're going to pair that with a helical LSD and a chassis tuned specifically for the track. If you've been watching this channel for a while now, you already know why this one's personal. A clean, low-mile JDM DC5 Type R currently goes for between $40,000 to $70,000, and that number has gone up specifically because the import eligibility now. Landed cost typically going to come from $47,000 to $85,000. If that's too steep for you, there's always the USDM Acura RSX Type S, which you can find for $10,000 to $20,000 now. So those are the 5 biggest JDM only Hondas that you can legally bring in right now, from a $10,000 K Roadster all the way up to a $400,000 supercar. If you're seriously considering an import, definitely verify the exact build date, get a real quote from a broker for current duty and shipping rates, and definitely budget some extra cushion for surprises like inland transport in Japan, storage fees, and state level registration. It definitely adds up quick. And let me know in the comments which one that you'd import first, and if you want a full step-by-step on the actual import process, let me know. I can definitely make a video on that. And again, if you really like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe. I'm DC5 James, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.